coverage you can count on. KOMU-8 News Today starts now.
Good morning, Mid-Missouri. Welcome to KOMU-8 News Today on this Monday, September 13th. I'm Megan Judy. Trying to trick me.
And I'm Leah Brett. It is 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, Meg, all I know is it's no longer the weekend.
It's no longer the weekend.
That's all I care about.
Totally Monday.
Yeah, we're in the middle of...
Today, the Columbia School Board is expected to vote on approving and extending the latest version of its COVID-19 plan. The vote would formalize a plan already in place. It lays out for the process for mask mandates, which CPS has had in place since August 16th. It states the superintendent will make decisions about mask requirements in consultation with health experts and neighboring school district superintendents. It also includes contact tracing and quarantine protocols, taking into consideration vaccination status, masking, and close contacts, among other things. You may remember last month, Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt filed a lawsuit against CPS for its mask mandate. The lawsuit claims the mask requirement is unreasonable and says the Missouri Board of Education didn't approve the mandate. The school district had said it would defend its decision to masks. And the CPS 14-day rate is at 47.5 COVID-19 cases per 10,000 people. Also, the school district reports 54 students have COVID-19 and 302 are quarantined. There are also 7 staff members with COVID and 4 are quarantined.
Also on the agenda for tonight,
2 children were seriously injured in a crash involving an ATV Saturday night. It happened on Zion Avenue in Sheridan County. A crash report from the Missouri State Highway Patrol says the driver, a 5-year-old boy, was driving too fast. He lost control of the ATV, overturned, and rolled several times. Both the driver and an 8-year-old girl, who was the passenger, were ejected. They were both airlifted to Children's Mercy Hospital in Kansas City, and the crash report says neither was wearing a helmet. Last week, we told you 26% of ATV incidents requiring first responders in 2018 involved children under 16. That's according to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission. Missouri law says that anyone younger than 16 cannot operate an ATV or UTV unless they are with an adult or if they are on private property. And a biker had to be rushed to the hospital Sunday morning in Columbia after he was hit by a car. Columbia police say 40-year-old Seth Honeyman was entering onto North Garth Avenue from a private driveway on the southeast side of Mizzou North. According to CPD, that's when a driver hit the side of the bicycle. Honeyman suffered life-threatening injuries, and the driver was not hurt. The country's oldest World War II veteran just celebrated his 112th birthday. Army veteran Lawrence Brooks was born in Louisiana in 1909 and drafted into the Army in 1940. He served with the 91st Engineers Battalion in World War II, and his friends and family helped him celebrate his milestone with a New Orleans-style party.
how cool is that? Good for him.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yep, happy birthday. All right, well, coming up, we'll look at our forecast for today.
Good morning, welcome back. Your time is 4:40. Some of the largest trees in the world are being lost due to forest fires. Conservationists in California are concerned about giant sequoia trees after recent fires. The Castle Fire that started last August burnt 174,000 acres, including several sequoia groves. One forestry activist says a large portion of the sequoia population is now gone.
For us to see 10 to 14% of the total of giant sequoias alive killed in 1 year in one fire there's nothing to compare that to.
Some of the sequoias in California are more than 3,000 years old.
That is something too. Those trees, I mean, that's the iconic tree for out in California or just the West Coast in general. And man, to lose, that would be like the aspen tree going away or the oak tree going away here. So crazy stuff. All right, well, look at our satellite and radar this morning. It looks like mid-80s for Thursday and Friday.
The Texas coast is under a hurricane watch as Tropical Storm Nicholas approaches. Officials in Corpus Christi are worried about potential high water. The city's Emergency Operations Center is giving sandbags to residents in preparation. The Houston mayor is also asking residents to be ready.
What I would say to people now is to be weather aware, weather alert, especially over the next, let's say the next 72 hours between now and Wednesday.
Tonight, the area could see winds of 65 miles per hour.
Senator Chuck Schumer.
Here's what's happening right now. Two of the world's busiest ports are preparing for typhoons. The Shanghai port is the busiest port in the world by cargo volume and will be stopping all operations ahead of Typhoon Chantu. The third busiest port in the world, also in China, is pausing some operations too. The approaching typhoon has already hit the Shanghai area.
Over the weekend, North Korea was.
The U.S. crossed another gruesome milestone over the weekend regarding the pandemic. According to an NBC News tally, more than 41 million COVID-19 cases have now been recorded in the country since the start of the outbreak. 16 states and territories have seen a 25% increase in the number of cases within the last 2 weeks. As of late Saturday night, there are more than 662,000 COVID-19 related deaths. Now let's take a look at the current progress of the COVID-19 vaccination efforts here in Missouri. According to the state's dashboard, almost 53% of the population in the state has initiated vaccination, and 46% is fully vaccinated. Health officials report more than 9,000 doses have been administered on average per day in the last week. Now in Boone County, almost 57% of people has initiated the vaccination process. In Cole County, almost 49% of residents has gotten the first part of their vaccine dose, and 43% of the people in Callaway County has initiated their vaccination. And that's all according to the state's vaccination dashboard.
Now, from the Ford Sports Desk.
11 a.m.
It was a fun game. It was, there was a point where like, maybe
Yes.
we might be able to do it.
Yeah, still a fun game. Night games are always the best part of college football.
Yeah. Your top stories to pay attention to today. That's coming up next.
But first, here's a live look over mid-Missouri.
On average.
The Mexican government is holding a unique raffle to fundraise for social programs. For $12 a ticket, people can enter a raffle to win various seized properties, including houses of former cartel leaders. One house in the raffle used to belong to drug trafficker known as El Chapo. Another home in Mexico City used to be the house of Juarez cartel leaders. Winners will be announced later this week. And 2 astronauts on the International Space Station recently went on a spacewalk. The crew members installed a kit to prepare for solar array upgrades. The solar arrays have helped power the ISS for 20 years. It is the 12th spacewalk this year at the station and 244th overall.
Now it's time for KOMU-8's top stories making headlines in the day ahead. Tonight, the Columbia Public Schools, 6:30 p.m. on KOMU.com.
Also today, the UM System Board of Curators is meeting to discuss COVID-19 restrictions on its campuses. MU's current policy took effect on August 2nd, and it requires masks in classrooms and situations where people cannot social distance.
Today, up near 90 again.
Wow, that is hot.
Yep, it's going to be warm again.
Here we go again.
Still ahead, another full hours of news and weather from KOMU-8 today, coverage you can count on. You're looking over downtown Columbia. KOMU-8 News will be back after this.